All right, so in this section of this challenge, you are going to go ahead and create a graph for the story you wrote for your topic. So, for example, my story was about the price of the sandwiches in my restaurant, right? So, at first, my price was a certain price, then I increased it, then I decreased it, and all these things happened to the price of my sandwiches. So, I'm actually going to graph what happens to my sandwich prices over time. So in my notebook, I'm going to go ahead and write the title as topic graphs. And again, you already have a graphing notebook, so really you just have to make an X and Y axis. And then you're going to label your X axis with your independent variable, which is your input. And for me, my input is, it looks like my input is months, right? Oops. So for every month, I change my prices, so month. And then my dependent variable is the price of my sandwiches, right? So my y-axis, or my dependent variable, is the price of a sandwich. Okay. So I can go ahead and put that here. Make this a little smaller. Okay. So there's my y-axis. Right here. Okay. So now I need to actually graph my data. So for me specifically, I go from month 1 to, let's say, month 12, right? Like a whole year of my restaurant being open. So I'm going to go ahead and label this with month 1. So you know that every tick line is 1 month. And I'm going to go ahead and label, sorry, let me, okay. I'm going to label the 6th month as well, just to be, so, and the 12th month. So I'm going to label my month 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to label my 12th month. Oops. So this is up to you what you are going to label your X and Y axis, okay? Notice that I don't have negative, right? I have a graph, a positive graph, because there's no such thing as a negative month. Right? There's no such thing as a negative month or a negative price, right? If there's something in your scenario that leads to negative, you'd have to include that. Okay, so for me, I go up to 12 months, and then the price of my sandwich starts at, let's say it's about $7.99, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so almost $8. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw or add $8. And that's kind of where the price is for that. Okay, so now I kind of have everything labeled. I'm going to go ahead and graph my data. So for the first month, I said, look, I really, really want my customers, so starting with the 0th month, right, where I start day 1 right here, up till the first month's over, I wanted my customers to feel like, okay, this place is really cheap. It's a great place to go to because the sandwiches are cheap. So I'm going to keep it at $6.99. So that's almost $7. So I'm going to know, I know that from my first, oops, from my 0th month to my 1st month, I'm right here at almost $7. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line that shows, okay, the price isn't going to go up or down. It's just going to stay at about $7 from 0 to 1. So like right here, right? Okay, then I want to make a little more money, and my customers are, there's now a lot of people coming because I have such cheap sandwiches, but I don't want to raise the money too much or the price too much. I'm just going to raise it up by $1. So I'm going to go ahead and raise it to $7.99, right? So now my price goes up, and I said I was going to do that from months 2 to 4. So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th month. So I'm going to go ahead and say my price goes all the way up to, oops. So now it's at almost $8 for the next 2 months. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and say, okay, I think that now customers are really used to my restaurant. Most sandwich places or most restaurants in LA, sandwiches cost about $11, $10.95. So I think I feel good. I'm going to keep it at $10.95 for 6 months, right, to really make some money. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that, blah, blah, blah. So in your notebook, I want you to create an X and Y axis, label what your independent variable is and what your dependent variable is, and then scale your axes, right? And then graph your story. So whatever story you chose in the previous step, create a graph that accurately describes it. If you need help with this, ask me in workshop. Then when you're done, take a photo of your graph, upload it on Dreamseedo.